Not enough Garena shells to buy the
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the LVL. We are now on our Game 2, the last game of today's last match of UST versus UPD. Once again, we will be your shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto.
Yeah, and the highlight match of the day, of course, quick recap, UST did come out on top during the previous game. A very decisive win, I should say, coming from the snowball off the LeBlanc from the mid lane. They really played around that lead very well.
And looking at the schedule to see upcoming up, it would be the last game, as I said before. And so far, sitting at a 1-0. Let's see if UPD will be able to come back strong in this game 2. But without any further delay, let's get straight to the drafting phase.
Yeah, so there will be adjustment made from UPD for sure. They can't let what happened in game 1 happen again. And from UST, they're sticking to their winning formula again, banning out the Elise and the Lissandra. Really key picks for UPD.
And not to mention also for the focus ban onto Veer with the Elise, one of his most efficient junglers, I would say, for UPD side. It was wise for them to remove it, but now UPD quickly responds to this by removing the LeBlanc and the most safe pick in the top lane, the Ornn.
Yeah, but with those bans coming out, it does allow Carrots again to get this Tristana. I wonder, will UST lock this in? During that previous game, we saw Carrots get all of those kills, get really fed on this Tristana, just enabling his team to constantly siege these towers with the lead he was given. But the response from UPD, a lot of engaged tools, Ashe and Jarvan.
And so far for UST, they will be taking away Sejuani and Jarvan, one of the most picked junglers in the LVL, and also during the preseason. And for Sarah to go on this Xerath is one of our it's, I would say, a safe pick, but for UPD, they will be going for a top Jace.
Yeah, or it could be a mid Jace. We can see this possibly flexed depending on what UPD decides to take during the next phase. But I want to highlight the Xerath pick here. This is definitely a different playstyle for Sarah. During that previous game, we saw him absolutely go off on the LeBlanc. Now he's on a more farm-heavy poke-type champion, really not the mobile assassin in the Xerath.
So let's see. Right now, the top lane for UPD has not yet been revealed, but for UST, they will be taking away the Cho'Gath, and the Leona. So far, leaving the Janna open, they immediately... for leaving the Janna open, UPD takes away the Nami from Uomi.
So the counter pick for the Xerath is actually going to be an Azir. The Shurima battle here going through the lore. But looking at that matchup in general, I think Azir will have a hard time because given the recent, not so fairly recent changes to him, his range has been nerfed a bit and Xerath will be able to poke him down. But once late game comes, this Azir is an absolute monster and will outscale the Xerath.
And without further ado, here are the final rundowns of our picks for Teletigers and Oblation Esports. And let's get straight on to the rip for the last game of today's match.
Yeah, we will see how has UPD adjusted for this next game. We also see an adaptation from UST Teletigers. Sarah no longer on the assassin mid lane, now on a more farm poke-based champion in the Xerath. Let's see, will this work out for good for any of these teams, really?
For the UST Teletigers. Right now, let's get straight on to the Rift. This is Game 2, the last game of today's match. UST versus UPD, 2 ex-champions of the LCL making their debut right now in the LVL.
Yeah, let's see what adjustments have been made.
Right now, what adjustments are you trying to talk about, Chisto?
I mean, as far as the playstyle goes, I think Sarah no longer... Oh, there's so much aggression level 1, but... Yeah, looking back, Sarah no longer on this LeBlanc pick. Now he's on a different playstyle champion. Will he be able to perform like the standard during the first game?
But also the fact that when Sarah gets a huge lead in the early phases of the game, he will be snowballing the same mechanic way with the LeBlanc.
Yeah, of course, Serath is a very tricky champion to play, having so many skill shots. It'll be easy for the Azir, I think, to be able to dash around those stuns, those pokes with the Q. Just... Okay.
And so far for UST, they're on the blue side, so for Cell, will be on running the Cho'Gath. And for UPD, I think they should try and be a bit more safe because when you're talking about a 1-0, you want to secure a solid lead when it comes to CS and also in the top lane matchup.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of pressure on UPD being down that does apply. That will be a factor going forward in this game. As for UST, they want to finish the day with a 2-0 over the previous LCL champions UPD.
Yes, when you're talking about pride on the line, it will be UST Teletigers fighting for your spot in the playoff stage. And as I said before, Uome would really love to bring back that championship that he thinks that UST deserves.
Yeah, and looking at this bot lane matchup, because you mentioned Uome, Leona into Nami, Leona will have a lot of all-in potential on the fairly immobile champions of UPD, but the poke coming from Oblation Esports bot lane is so much more potent compared to that of the Teletigers.
And also the fact that when you're talking about this early engages, the early advantage, leave it to the Azir to really oppress that Xerath.
Yeah, I think Xerath should try and play a bit more passively, just really try to poke down the Azir, not stand in range of those Sand Soldiers, not allow himself to be poked down by Solace.
And for now, let's hope that the UPD Oblation Esports, they're not yet out of the game because when you're talking about, let's say, a good lead that they want to secure, it's very crucial the fact that the first blood never goes to the champion. They don't want to snowball.
Yeah, definitely. And during the previous game, we saw what snowballs could do. You can really just make or break a game for your team. But right now, the members of UPD are the ones dictating the tempo of the early laning phase. They have more pushing lanes in their favor. So I like the adaptation as far as pick and ban went.
And when it comes to the pick and ban phase, and we're talking about UPD, one of the teams that have international experience in the LICC, we need to respect that they have the experience here. But for UST, they are ready. For me, I feel like they want this championship. They want to be victorious, and I think they're determined as of now. And seeing how game 1 went, such a huge kill score advantage for UST. But I think UPD, knowing them, they would quickly adapt and try and fight back into this game too. This is a best of 2 series. Only the top 3 teams will make it up to the playoff stage.
Yeah, and of course, that is the nature of competitive League of Legends. You want to be able to constantly adapt to the evolving game, and right now, the early game is going fairly slow for both teams. Babyface hasn't found those early ganks yet onto the pushed-in members of UPD. They're gonna try to possibly look for something really soon, though.
Yeah, when we're talking about Babyface, you might want to go for, let's say, the mid lane, because Azir right now is not that mobile. Well, it's not as mobile as he was before. He does have the extra flash, but when it comes to relieving pressure, I think that he should go for Xerath, because Xerath, he performed really well in game 1. He got a good lucky streak when it comes to his LeBlanc against the Orianna, but right now it's a different scenario.
Yeah, it's definitely a different scenario for him, given that Xerath is definitely not like LeBlanc, but there's a fight in the top lane. Will Nona go down?
Look at Nona trying to go back to his turn. A lot of damage has been traded off. That would be Nona a bit too danger close to this Cho'Gath.
Yeah, and the Rupture landing there is really key for the Cho'Gath if he wants to win trades against the Jace. Jace will be able to abuse the fairly weak early game of the Cho'Gath, given that he is the ranged champion and Cho'Gath does get poked down a lot. But Cho'Gath does have that sustained in lane as long as he's able to get these last hits.
And when he's able to go and scale with his built-in mechanics, with his health mechanics, I would say, for more maximum health, more tankiness, he also scales with his speed. So leave it to yourself to at least delete or aim for Yo-Chan or Alto.
Yeah, and those two, they're fairly immobile. The only real tank I see from UPD's comp is Veer on this Jarvan. And if he chooses to build the warrior enchantment path, it'll just hinder UPD's chances of actually setting up anything. Let's see what path he will choose to take. He has invaded towards his bot side.
And when you're at the bot side, you want to go for that double. Don't settle for just one. Go big or just go home for UST and UPD. But right now, great response from Nona. Going on to the skies to Babyface. Immediately trading of damage. Could this be a turnaround? First blood goes to Nona.
Will he get more?
Double kill. Will be not a double kill. I was talking about bot lane getting the double kill, but looks like Nona will be impatient here. He's getting a bit ticked off. He wants to have he doesn't want to deal with ganks. When he sees a gank, he'll be the one returning the kill.
Yeah, what a great outplay there coming from UPD's top laner. And with the jungler down for the Teletirers, it instantly signals their bot lane to go for that Infernal Drake that everybody loves.
And the Infernal Drake will be going towards UPD. This is a good start so far. First blood, first turret. Or rather, first Drake. Sorry about that. First Drake and first blood will be going towards UPD of Legend Esports, all in one smooth rotation.
I think UPD, they've gotten a wake-up call during that break in between games. Right now, their comp has the tools to play proactively. Once this Ashe gets her ultimate, they're going to be able to look for even more picks with that. Once Veer gets Cataclysm, even more damage and lockdown for these upcoming team fights, and I really expect UPD to constantly play proactively.
And so far, 7 minutes into the game with, I would say, UST kind of slow on the rotation. They are on a very slow scaling composition. The Cho'Gath will really have to take time, but let's not forget Carrot's performance on his Tristana in game 1.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Vulcan. UST's comp definitely scales slowly, but they do have the tools to stall out games. Xerath and Tristana provide a lot of wave clear if you want to play towards that late game where you can just outscale your opponents.
And when you outscale the opponent, that's your win condition. But late game wise, which team has the more power, more potential?
I do believe since Carrots is on Tristana and Yochan is on Ashe, the Tristana does outshove the others. Whoa, Cell!
Very close call. He does get flicked away. He does burn in flash. He does not have any more tools to re-engage, but the E will be more than enough. His third will be the slow, and he will be getting the kill.
Great solo kill there coming from Cell. Understanding that Nona didn't have his flash, coming from that first gank, he's able to turn around this lane, and again, maybe the tables have turned.
1-to-1 kill score this early to the game. Teletigers will have to try and reaffirm their aggression throughout the lanes, because UPD, I don't think they're letting their first game defeat make them falter, make them shake, because right now they're going in strong.
Yeah, I really expect a lot of action to happen towards his bot side of the map now that Yochan has access to his enchanted crystal arrow. The Azure will whoa, solar flare.
1v1 here, and the solar flare will be connecting, and there's the arrow for the counter attack from Oblivion Esports. Look at the Wombo Combo tidal wave. Also takes the damage. It looks like Carrot will be getting a reset. He just made him explode.
Oh no!
Leona goes back in. Woman will be buying more time, and that will be him trying to go back here, but the slow will it be enough for him to close the gap?
What an outplay there coming from Carrots and Uomi, but whoa, Sarah.
Looks like he'll be proccing his stasis. Sarah will be flashing away at the cost of his summoner. He'll be living just for a while because we are seeing he's very low on health. There might be a re-engage in the mid lane. Remind
face.
Oh, flashes away. Shurima Drift is available. He does have to flash, and
that's one. Lands second.
Third. Miss. Everything missed. Nothing lands from UST.
The 2 first shots landed, but unfortunately the third
the one
whiffs.
that matters does not land.
Third
Sorry.
time is not the charm
Very
for
close
Sarah.
call.
There's so much action happening across the map, all starting from that bot lane trade. Then after that trade happened, everybody just began skirmishing with each other. Man, so much action in this game.
It's like when you enter this battlefield where USD, they're just waiting on the brushes, waiting for this to start to scale, waiting for the time where they can come out and catch UPD by surprise. But we did see how Nona turned the tables in his top lane gank, getting the first blood, immediately getting the Surly Turk and the Warhammer here. That'll be for the Ghost Blade. So things are looking pretty good for UPD. And as for UST, they were so close to cleaning up in the mid lane.
Yeah, and we also saw them turn the tables on UPD. Given that Nami was warding, Uomi understanding the all-in potential coming from this Leona pick, they're able to burst down Alto before Yochan can actually react. So both teams just fighting back and forth.
Oh man, it's a tug-of-war state right now for this last game of match 3. I would say you're seeing quick adaptation from UPD. Expect from one of the veteran players here, Veer in the LCL, making his way to the LVL. But so far, he's trying his best to apply pressure with his Marvin, but he's not getting too much gold out of it. In terms of CS, he is ahead. But let's see, when it comes to Legion, we'll be seeing more results.
Yeah, I think Veer right now, he's eyeing that Serath down in the mid lane because Serath not having any built-in dashes in his kit. If he does not have Flash, the Cataclysm will just lock him down forever, and that'll give Solid so much time to just poke down and destroy this Serath.
Okay, 44 seconds left on the timer. That'll be the next Infernal Drake. If UPD secures this, they're on a high road here because they will be controlling how the game flows. And so far, more damage? Why not welcome it? I mean, too much damage is never gonna be a nuisance towards any team because extra boost is all they need.
Yeah, you can't complain if you deal more damage. Whoa, stun lands!
Stun lands, but there's no securing blow from Sarah. Oh! Pew. One more. Yay.
What a snipe coming from Sarah.
Yes. And the ball lane, then the long snipe here, Talon will connect, and that would be Buster Shot for the Research. Carrot is on a flying spree here, gets the double kill.
Man, UST turning up the pace of this game, really trying to give it to UPD, just playing so aggressively.
That's snipe though in the mid lane.
Yeah, I was so excited for the snipe, but whoa, Sarah!
Finally, Veer makes his entrance here, going in for the kill, but look at the damage dealt by Sarah. Still, I don't think it'll be enough here. Oh, he dodges the Q, chugging down that potion. Let's see, but at this point, that'll be Veer just playing.
Yeah, there's no escape, but whoa, Cell?
Oh, very close indeed for UST, but UPD really playing on the borderline here. I mean, they're always on the edge.
Yeah, they're just so low. Unfortunately for them, the kill onto Nona did not happen because Cell didn't have any abilities left. But the Infernal Drake, very key, going over to UST because they saw Veer down the mid lane, chasing down Serath. So Baby instantly goes towards the objective, and now both teams have an Infernal Drake.
And when you're talking about Infernal Drake, you take the Infernal Drake because you think you're going to get an advantage or a lead, but you can't have a lead when both of you have the Infernal Drake. So at this point, it's going to be even grounds here. I mean, it's like you want someone to have always a disadvantage for you to have the advantage. And right now, see, getting one each Infernal Drake is, in my opinion, something that's nothing anymore. Not of value anymore.
Yeah, for UPD, I think they need to play around more this Ash Arrow because I haven't seen that much value from Yochan's ultimate throughout this game. They need to try and look for picks because that's their window into this game. They need to land these Ash Arrows onto key targets and follow up on those, but unfortunately, it just hasn't happened yet.
And when it comes to key targets, go on to this Azir, but it's going to be very difficult. We're talking about a Jarvan and an Azir. That's going to be very useful. And the Nami is there to make everything run smoothly here. Gets knocked into the air. That's a lot of damage connecting onto Wami. He does get knocked to the tidal wave. Double triple lock. The flash is over that wall. Looks like the arrow will be connecting onto Carrots. He does flash away. There's the teleport coming in. Cell and Nona will be joining in. Cell makes him in first. Gets the knockup onto Nona, so that will be a disengage from the bot lane for UST and UPD, but Uomi just did not make it out alive. Nona gets slowed by the Glacial Prison. That will be one ultimate down for the Teletigers.
Yeah, all that chaos in a spread out fight, it actually Uomi that goes down in the end. I believe he was stuck around the dragon area with all of UPD converging onto him. Just no way out for the support.
And so far, 15 minutes into the game, kill score 5-3. UPD getting those small victories can lead to the win conditions they want, because let's just say they get a small gold boost. That could be
it's so aggressive.
Just not gonna cut it out, I guess. Look at the damage coming in from Yochan, but the Permafrost will stack. The damage from Carrots is just ridiculous. The Permafrost will connect onto the Nami, so Alto is in big trouble here. Babyface gets knocked out with the Aqua Prison, and with that said, it will be a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I want to highlight Alto's Aqua Prison there because that was very key. It locked down Carrots long enough for Yochan to take him down for the trade kill, because the Justana is just so fed at this point. The Infinity Edge, if that bubble didn't land, Yochan would have died, and that would have been possibly another 2 kills onto the Justana, and that would have been disastrous for Ablation Esports.
Let's check out the goal league here. Goal league 4. Top lane will be going towards UPD, but looking at the bottom lane, there you see Comte getting a huge, at least 2,000 gold lead. Oh, Carrots will be getting a 2,000 gold lead. My eyes are so bad.
Better get glasses, but oh, the stun lands onto Fear.
Alisara's vision is really on key here, and that will be him predicting the movement with the Drag Flag combo. Looks the arrow will not hit its target in the rift.
That was interesting there. I think the mind game's coming from Veer. I think he intentionally missed his flag and drag there in order to juke out Sarah, because Solace was arriving to cancel the Xerath ultimate. So very cool mind games there coming from UPD's jungler.
And yes, now with that said, I think for the bot lane, it's going to look pretty dangerous for Carrots. Run away to the vegetable patch, but he's not going to run away.
He's so aggressive.
He's going to go in and going down. Wait, oh, very close. He should have went out immediately, but he just could not resist that CS. I just get it. He just made a misplay there.
He went so aggressive, jumping in front of 2 members of UPD. He isn't afraid to go for another
flash in. Snipe by Sarah.
Laser precision on the Sarah. Man, I really like seeing Xerath in competitive League of Legends. So fun to watch.
Xerath, right? I mean, you always have this moments where when the ultimates do connect, it's very satisfying and it's very suspenseful. You would watch if everything would connect, and looks like Veer will be providing more control in the bot lane, spawning the Rift Herald.
Yeah, even though so many picks are going over to the Teletiger side, I think this game is still fairly even across the board, especially with that bot lane tower going down. The gold right now, the gold difference isn't relevant at all. Any fight, any one mistake from any team could really just lose them the game.
And with that said, I mean, look at the timer for the next Infernal Drake. Okay, when you take the second Infernal Drake, that's going to make that one Infernal Drake look nothing. So, let's see. If they secure it, it'll be 16% more 80 AP, so that's going to be a more value. In return, this just cancels out the non-effectiveness of the Infernal Drake at all, because everyone will deal so much damage.
Yeah, but what if nobody secures it?
Who's going to secure it? The AI?
I don't think that exists, Vulcan. But yeah, like you said, Infernal Jake might be the next battleground for both of these teams. I wouldn't be surprised to see them begin setting up for that objective.
And with that said, I think the pressure's on to both teams to secure the vision. And with that, and I think for the vicious control for UST, I don't think they have enough wards out there. But for UPD, we can already see Veer making his way slowly towards the Drake pit.
UST are gonna rotate towards that area. They're beginning to push out the bot lane, gonna prep vision, and Omi will begin to ward up. He needs to be very careful though. If he does get caught out, he's gonna be in a bit of trouble with his flash not being up just yet. The bot lane tower though of UPD under fire.
Under fire here, so that will be 2 turrets going to UST. That will be 2 turrets scored to 1. Infernal Drake is live. This could be bad trouble if Babyface gets taken out. Oh, the ultimate. They saw that it's not anymore available for Yo-chan to use when the contest happens.
Yeah, and with the arrow down, that is huge for USD. That's one less engaged option for Ablation Esports, and it will just mean a free Infernal Drake, uncontested, going over to the Teletigers.
And yes, that's going to be more damage for themselves. But right now, Sarah gets a lot of dunk and knock-up CC from this Jarvan. He's trying to trying to get away, gets the stun onto Veer, but Veer is just not letting him go. But here comes Cell, but a flash in from Solus will be the finishing blow, and here comes the top lane. Nona makes his way onto the Shogun. Glacial Crystal will connect onto Nona. Very low in health, that's a lot of damage, but the Azir, Solus is free to spam his soldiers.
Yeah, but I don't think there will be... Oh!
Shurima driven, that's gonna be Solus taking out Cell.
A great drift there coming from Solid. Will he find more here? He's going so aggressive.
It gets a smite. Babyface will regenerate health, but right now in the bottom lane for UST, they will just wait for the fishes to come to them. But for UPD, they have to be aware that 2 members of UST are not visible around the map.
And looking at this fight here and how it all started, Sarah, he buys so much time here, running away from both Veer and Solus. It allows the rest of UST to come in collapse, but unfortunately the flash from Solus does secure the kill. At this point, Solus, he's allowed so much time to free it onto the members of UST, and maybe the target selection is a bit off.
And so far, things were looking good right now, and Cell, he made the choice to walk again back. And I think that was Solus just going in for an escape, and to his surprise, it will be Cell coming back to the fight.
Yeah, and looking now, Yoshan, he does have his arrow up. That is the key to UPD success. They need to start looking for more picks with the arrow, because if they don't begin looking for fights with Ashe Ultimate, the members of USC will just constantly siege their towers down with this Justana.
And with that said, look at the timing for the Barons. Right now, 21 minutes into the game, closing into 22, and Carrots just applying the right pressure at the right time.
Yeah, Carrots is shredding these towers really quickly. Already Infinity Edge and Static Shift. That is the core you want on Justana at this stage in the game. But whoa, Nami's caught!
That's going to be a lockdown, and that just bypasses the tidal wave. Teleport incoming here, knocks up 2 members of UPD. Where's the Cataclysm? It's out to Carrots. Carrots just flashes away. He gets blocked by the turret, but Nona is there. He gets the reset, but the rocket jump gets denied by the Jace. And that's going to be UPD fighting back, but Kyo-chan is not dealing enough damage. Here comes Sarah for the response. He is there for the damage shield, but the Emperor's Divine will be flinging back Babyface to his teammates towards his death.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Solus. The attempt to go for that big Emperor's Divine puts him right in front of Cell on the Shogun, and the feast still being up. He just gets instantly chomped down, and USD, they're in the driver's seat.
And so far for UPD, they're trying their best to come back to this game, getting for a trade up to 1-to-1 trade. At least it's not a one-sided trade.
Yeah, let's look at how this fight starts. It's all coming from the initiation of Uomi. So much is burned though onto this Nami, and they aren't able to pick her up. And the counter-attack with the arrow landing on the Carrots, UPD, they all tunnel onto that Justana. And at this stage, they're just waiting for the Seraph to arrive. But looking at the continuation of this fight, unfortunately Solus, he was already so low, and he tried to go for this big Emperor's Divide, which put him right in front of the Cho'Gath.
And with that said, I will be concluding that fight in the red side of UPD. I think it was fairly even. I mean, 3 members for these 3 was okay, but still, Gold lead is in favor of UST just by not too much. 2,000 is not a big difference to count out UPD just yet. But here comes the divide onto. Oh, look at the combo! Triple knock up to the air. That'll be Yoja taking the kill for a killing spree. Baby can't do anything here. Watch.
Won't stuck.
Just forced to watch Sal and Womi die. Great teamwork from UPD. Will be securing the outer mid lane turret.
Yeah, and that might be the fight that gives UPD the comeback in this game. Three members down for UST. What can UPD take from them?
And with that lead that they just closed off, I mean, okay, let's see the replays to see the flash.
The Emperor's Divide on the Sarah. Great CC chain landing onto Sarah, and he's really not able to do anything. And the arrow as well. So much CC coming from the members of UPD. Great execution from all of them.
And I think from UPD, the way they were able to lock down Sarah was just great teamwork, and I think that rewarded them here. And I don't know what Babyface was thinking, but look at the lockdown from the permafrost.
So Carrots
very aggressive.
Is very aggressive on the Lichestana, and the pick onto Alto's Nami that does probably give a go signal for USC to start this Baron. They have a Cho'Gath. It's very hard to steal Baron versus Cho'Gath.
Yes, you will outsmite the damage here. Let's see. The Baron will be whose ally, I wonder. No vision control here. Yocha's very low. The Baron will be going towards UST.
Yeah, and with that pickup, this is just easy pickings for the rest of UST. I do believe they're going to be able to chase down the rest.
Oh, look at that. Carrots getting the reset. If one member dies, Sunot, and look at Carrots just gets bursted by the Jace for a trade up, but he was able to remove 2 members.
Yeah, over-aggression there from UST's AD carry will cost him his life, but with Azir down, that's so much wave clear gone from UPD's comp. I wonder how much more can UST siege?
And Baron in the hands of UST, they're in control.
And I think Baron was the right call to make, considering they did get the pick onto the Nami, and them having the Cho'Gath. It will be very hard for Veer to actually go for a steal, and right now, UST, they're just going to constantly try and dictate how this game goes.
And so far, inhibitor turret, inhibitor down for UPD. Baron still in the hands of UST. They could opt to go for the bot lane. Since the Drake will be live right as of now, the arrow will not find anyone.
Almost landed on the Sarah, but he did have flash just in case. But with that being said, I think now they're going to begin setting up the side lanes now that the mid inhibitor is gone. They're going to try and constantly pressure UPD into making a mistake. As for UPD, they need to start looking onto arrows onto these key targets, because if they let themselves get constantly poked down by Sarah, look at that poke coming from Sarah. That's so painful.
UST takes away the Cloud Drake. The Emperor's Divide is being used. No more ultimate ready here. The Glitch of Prison will not find anyone, but Carrots will be finding his prey. But instead, Nona gets bursted. He gets the burst onto Tristana. Looks like over-aggression would be the price to pay for UST.
Yeah, Carrots, he has to calm down a bit. His over-aggression might cost his team the game. And for UPD, I like that they know the key targets they need to go for. The moment Carrots jumps in, everyone from Ablation Esports is instantly on top of him, and he just goes down in a snap.
I mean, God, I mean, he went in and just disappeared because he's so aggressive, but I like his style, but this is something that's very risky. High risk, high reward, and this may just cost him the game because at this point, they have to depend on Carrots.
Yeah, but still, for UPD, they need to try and look for a pick onto a key target with the Ashe Hour. I haven't seen them land that really clutch Ashe Hour that could possibly bring the game back to them, because right now it's still on the back foot.
Yes, the Ashe Hour will be something that UPD would set up, and for UST, they'll try their best to avoid it. So far, let's see, top lane being staged by UST. They still have some remnants of the Baron. Very close to expiration here. They have to make the most out of it.
UPD have to pull the trigger before Sarah is able to land as much poke as he can to their members.
Let's see. I mean, Babyface trying to find the right time to go in. He does get spotted by a ward. Baron is still off for them, but it just expired right now. So this will be a non-power Baron empowered push.
Yeah, they can't let them get poked down just like that. Only one Q from the Seraph, and you might be forced out of the fight, or if you do go back in, you're dangerously low. They need to be very careful.
I mean, almost 30 minutes into the game, Tigers still pushing away the lanes. And in the bot lane, it'll be Cell applying more and more pressure.
UPD, they have to pull the trigger now, and they do!
Oh, that's the cleanse coming out of Karas. He does cleanse out of the stun. And now the fight breaks out. Solus is free to hit. Same with Yo-Chan. And Alpha's just in. Looks like Sarah providing work. Backline engage. Backline damage. And that's going to be Cell. Surprise from the flank. Just eating up the carry.
Solus is still alive though. Can he defend? He's between a rock and a hard place.
3 members down for UPD. Only 2 members remaining. That's going to be UST still alive and well. Only 1 member died. That's Babyface. Solus cannot defend himself. That's going to be UST getting the inhibitor turn and possibly the game.
The last stand there, not enough coming from UPD. The members of UST are just so far in at this stage of the game, and I think they are going to be able to end the game, end the series 2-0.
And with that being said, congratulations to UST Tigers taking away the last match 2-0 against UPD Oblation Esports.
Yeah, very well played series, I should say, from the UST Tigers. Very textbook League of Legends. Aside from a few hiccups, I should say, coming from Karas' over-aggression, but in the end, they do get the 2-0.
Yes, with that said, I mean, that was a fun game for us to watch, and not to mention to see the skill level of UST, and not to mention UPD's. They did well in the first game, actually. They had a great adaptation, but when it comes to the Tristana, it was so hard to control, and they banned on the LeBlanc and leaving out the Tristana to be picked up first. And I think for UST, they really prioritized their Tristana.
Yeah, and for Uomi, a successful LVL debut for him. He does pick up the win.
And with that said, let's go to onto standings to see where the team lands. So far, UP. First place, Tigers second, Retaliate Esports at their third spot. Whereas Game Changers and Oblation Esports almost neck and neck. Oblation Esports will be taking away a 2-4. Oh, that's going to be a very huge blow.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope that they can bounce back in the future. We know UPD have that championship talent in them. See, will the experience pay off in the long run for them?
So with that being said, I think this will be concluding this week's LVL. But tune in next week on December 10 for the following matches: OBE Oblation Esports versus Timer House, followed by Game Changers and Tigers, and then Retaliate Esports AMA versus Malayan College's Laguna Warlocks on December 10. See you then. So I think we'll be signing off here. We have been the Shotcasters. My name is Vulcan, and with me was Chisto. See you on December 10 for the continuation of the LVL. Light the Sky Summoners, and good night. And that just bypasses the tidal wave. Teleport incoming here, knocks up 2 members of UPD. Where's the Cataclysm? It's out to Karas. Karas just flashes away. He gets blocked by the terrain, but Nona is there. He gets the reset, but the rocket jump gets denied by the Jace. And that's going to be UPD fighting back, but Yo-Chan is not dealing enough damage. Here comes Sarah for the response. He is there for the damage, but the Emperor's Divine will be flinging back Babyface to his teammates. Babyface can't do anything here. Watch.
Won't be stuck.
Just forced to watch Sal and the Woman die.
Nobody control here. Yo-Chan's very low.
The Baron will be going towards UST.
Yeah, and with that pickup, this is just easy pickings for the rest of UST. I do believe they're going to be able to chase down.
Painful. Oh, UST takes away the Cloud Drain. The Emperor's Divine is being used. No more ultimate ready here. The Glitch of Prison will not find anyone, but Carrots will be finding his prey. But instead, Nona gets bursted. He gets the burst onto Tristana. Looks like over-aggression.
What did he do?
Oh, that's the cleanse coming out of Karas. He does cleanse out of the stun. And now the fight breaks out. Solus is free to hit. Same with Yo-Chan. And Alpha's just in. Looks like Sarah providing work. Backline engage. Backline damage. And that's going to be Cell. Surprise from the flank. Just eating up the carry.
Solus is still alive though. Can he defend? He's between a rock and a hard place.
3 members down for UPD, only 2 members remaining. That's going to be UST still alive and well. Only 1 member died. That's Babyface. Solus cannot defend himself. That's going to be UST getting the inhibitor turn and possibly the game.
The last stand there, not enough coming from UPD. The members of UST are just so far in at this stage of the game, and I think they are going to be able to end the game, end the series 2-0.
And with that being said, congratulations to UST Teletigers taking away the last match 2-0 against UPD Oblation Esports.
A very well played series, I should say, from the UST Teletigers. Very textbook League of Legends. Aside from a few hiccups, I should
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
Young gun with the quick fuse, I was uptight.